Ladies and Germans, how you all doing? This is Con Ulrich.
And I'm Rangru, hello, hello, hello.
And folks, today, actually on a very, very different map, on Ilomantsi, we have ourselves a nice little replay from a new tournament. Rang, what is going on with this tournament?
So, this is from the terrible Divisions tournament, which has been hosted by Herr Robert. This is going to be going on for a few weeks, and it's essentially your standard 1v1 tournament, but with what is considered to be terrible divisions. What counts as a terrible division, like, getting to nitty-gritty, I'm not entirely sure, but apparently these ones are pretty terrible. So, anyway, on the left-hand side in blue, we have ourselves ZnaT, playing as first Skijaeger Flatline income, and on the right-hand side we have solowingpixy, playing Gruppa Tyurina with a Flatline income.
It's kind of fascinating to me. This is definitely one of those maps that I would love to bring an American division and actually use the ducks. Like
oh my god.
This is screaming for an amphibious assault. So I can probably see, I can count actually on one hand, how many times I've seen this map, especially in any kind of replay that we've done.
Yeah, I would personally bring amphibious units, and even if it's slower, I would take them across the lake.
Exactly.
That's how excited I would be to use him.
Now, I just want to call it a quick funny thing. Down to the south, we had a Panzerschreck being used to kill a bike, which to me just kind of feels like using a cannon to literally kill a mosquito, but you know that's neither here nor there, I think.
Yeah, it is absolute overkill, but beautiful. Because, you know, you need to get on with penetration to blow up a bike.
Of course, of course. Yes. I mean, it's armored by the faith in the Communist Party.
Mm-hmm.
And we're seeing already a couple of this Skijaeger RSOs up to the north. These things are basically those half tracks with a giant gun on them. They're definitely overcompensating for something.
Yeah.
But they have less armor than actually some infantry units, so it's a bit of a no-win situation for them.
Yep, and incredibly slow, moving at a whopping 30 kilometers on the road. So you pretty much just have to use them as anti-tank guns. Not even. You can't even pretend to be a tank like with Martyrs.
No, not even remotely. Now, we were talking just before, of course, we hit play on this, and Tyurina over here, we see them an awful lot, but just as a quick reminder to everybody, this is another strokey spam deck. Now, I know what you're thinking. It's Soviets, aren't they all strokey spam? And that's true. That's true. And if you want to hear more about the frustration about this, go check out Rang's video from this past week. But on the other side, of course, here Skijaegers, awesome close-in kind of fighting troops, but at the same time, they're not brilliant in anything. And you can see right now both sides kind of without an immediate recourse. Just a lot of consolidation, a lot of bringing more and more troops, and yeah.
Yeah, both sides playing pretty defensively to start off with. I mean, you see solowingpixy just a massive force of just blokes in the center here, but he's a bit hesitant to move across the bridge. As we can see for like Gold Division, not really much here to stop him. I think he could very easily get to the other side. But this is good for ZnaT, which allows him to set up his defensive positions, such as the Panzerjägers, and get some extra armor out. But really, yeah, the main fighting is happening up north.
It certainly is, but I guess I do want to make a quick call out over here. I know last time I made a bit of a shout out or a call out for some information. I want to give a quick thank you to Rooster, of course, who continues to drop knowledge bombs in the comments list of my videos, telling us all about the Romanian kind of equipment that has been added to the game recently. And as I say that, by the way, Strelky up north doing what they do best, mobbing, defending German troops until there's really nothing left to stop them.
Yeah. The little silver lining of the Strokey spam is that Strokey DPs have lost a godly amount of SVTs that has been downgraded to regular Mosins, which is much better.
It's a little bit more fair, yeah. That's for sure.
Having regular infantry squads, which you could spam 27 of in C phase, or semi-automatic rifles, as well as having machine guns and an anti-tank rifle, I think was a little bit silly.
Just a smidge.
Yeah.
Of course, I'm old-fashioned. I know there was a time and place I was a little more wearabouy than I've, definitely been in the time since then. Forgive me, I was watching a Jeep go down after getting slammed by that Panzerjäger RSO, so that just proves it, folks. That thing does have a use.
Yeah, it's rare to see them be used. I mean, this is a lovely thing about seeing like a tournament like this, where you see the more less played divisions, is you get to see some interesting strategies in play.
That's putting it very, very gently. I guess back down to the center, we do see a couple of these T-34s from solowingpixy go down. I can't help but feel there's going to be a T-34 over here from ZnaT's side, though, as well, who also might buy the farm pretty quickly.
I think he's just trying to defect to the other side again.
And you know what? I completely understand. It's like, dude, this belongs to you. I want to give it back to you. Return it to the comrade. I get it.
Yeah, exactly. You know, hey, I found this T-34, like, deep behind German lines. I thought you guys could use it. But I don't think I really respect the gift, from what it seems.
No, I mean, for some reason they seem to think that I might be shooting at them, which I don't get. But,
they must be clearly delusional.
Oh, definitely delusional. You can see it right now. He's going to go in to try to give a hug to T-34-76. The stroke of DP is coming out the other direction, trying to, ping him to death. But no, you're right. Up to the north is where it's at. We have this holdout of Skijaegers and a couple of very, very lightly armed half-tracks who are very quickly going to become ex-half-tracks.
Yeah.
But yeah, that's what we're looking for right now.
Yeah, in this sort of matchup, like, I wouldn't consider Gruppa Tyurina to be a terrible division, because they still play pretty similar to, like, good divisions like First Polish, where you have the strokey spam as well as the T-34-76 spam, which is really all you currently need right now. And as you're seeing in this sort of matchup here, yes, the Skijaegers have some pretty damn nice infantry of the STGs and the veterancy. Doesn't matter against the numbers that you get with Gruppa Tyurina.
Wait a second, you said that all you needed is T-34 spam and DPs? I thought all you need is love.
Well, you need that too, but my
Okay.
version of love is shooting 7.62 millimeter like bullets towards my enemy with my DP machine gun.
You know, Rang, every now and again I wondered why things never worked out between the two of us, and I'm gonna get a pretty good picture right at the moment. But you can see to the north that rather hefty salient has been drawn down a little bit, though not without cost. Shromaviki has been able to get in and flame the RSO to death, which I just realized has literally less armor on it than a half-track.
Yeah, it has literally 0 armor, so it's affected just the same as an infantry unit when it gets hit, but it dies faster.
And we are about to see a JU-87 probably take out this T-34, which is going to be just enough, I think, to help these couple of infantry squads keep in the fight. There we go. And hey, you even got some hints on that too.
Ooh,
wow.
That's pretty nice. It's a shame we haven't seen more airplay here from Skijaeger, because they got some pretty good airplay with these strafing planes and the cluster bombers, Stukas, etc., etc. They can do a pretty decent job in the skies, and that'll definitely help out in this sort of matchup, especially trying to deal with blobs of infantry.
Well, as I said, one of the interesting things about this as well is that neither one of these divisions is really completely awful for air power. There definitely could have been a little more useful, that's for sure. And it looks like it's going to be pretty much all German over here in the beginning. Somebody ME-109 might take a bit of a deflection run. No, he's going to come in instead after this Yak-9, and if I were that Yak-9, I'd be headed for the hills.
Seeing how things are going, he might be crashing into the hills in just a few moments. Ah, maybe not.
No,
maybe so.
That turn was a really bad idea.
Yeah, that was the silliest turn. Is he going to crash into the T4? Almost.
Oh yes, folks, we forgot to mention it before, of course. Group T over here, the same guys who got themselves some Boita material. Of course, they don't call it Boita, they call it returning it to the people.
Return to sender.
Exactly. Exactly. Forgive me, I'm watching as this Zisgun over here in the center gets taken out, and there goes really the last major threat, I would argue, to that Strug outside of some of those DP materials.
But yeah, this is... I mean, I'm actually quite surprised. ZnaT's actually having the flag lead at the moment, and I think it's just due to the slight northern position now. He's got most of it under control, apart from that annoying flamethrower squad behind his lines.
Yeah, but the funny thing is that flamethrower is an afterthought. He can try to take that territory. He can even pretend to hold on to it, but try to insert troops into there. It's a bit of a tough situation. I mean, geez, you have to get up this kind of super obvious cliff trap that's going on.
Yeah, and it's like a very tiring experience. I mean, who would want to climb up a hill like that?
You know, I'll tell you what. Over the month of August, I had done this whole, let's call it race for about 40 miles. Man, there were some days I didn't want to do that. I can only imagine going up a hill even for a couple of thousand meters.
With a flamethrower strapped to your back while you're being shot at. Not exactly what I call a fun Sunday.
But then again, you have your notions of love. Who knows what your fun Sunday is? And we're seeing right now, Sturmoviki got taken out by the Sturm Skijaeger, as you might suspect. I thought we were actually going to have a bit of a topsy-turvy tank engagement. We had a T-3485 going up against the captured T-4. There would only have been one way that should have gone, but all the same, kind of shocking to see nonetheless.
Yeah, in terms of, like, the tank advantage, it mostly comes down, like, yeah, ZnaT really does have the advantage, because he does have the more heavily armored T-34s, he's got, hopefully, a KV-2 or 2, that'd be pretty awesome. And then I believe some Stugs, which do all counter T-34-76s rather well in an open field engagement.
You want to make a quick call out. Down to the south, there's been this Pak-36, who's taken out more than a couple vehicles have been brought on in. There's a truck he took out before, took another bit of infantry right now. Not for nothing, but that is a shockingly important crossing to kind of cover. First of all, there's zero cover for, what, about 2,000 meters? So even if you try to sneak somebody in there, such a small thing, but it has such a great impact.
Yeah. This map is really weird. I kind of have a love-hate relationship with it, because on one hand it is pretty cool in terms of how it's laid out. I like the lakes, I like the aesthetic of it, because the finish up like buildings and architecture is really cool. On the other hand, like, yeah, this whole southern side is a terrible choke point to fight over. Like, you just cannot push it unless you do some crazy rush and manage to get it immediately. You might as well just not exist for the most part, because that, really is going to fight over the center and northern side of the map, because it's much more manageable.
Well, the funny thing is that we've definitely seen maps like that before, just a little bit more, let's say, uncommon. Boyd's round 2 is happening over here, and yep, there we go. There goes that little friend there. But outside of that, JU-88 actually getting some, licks in himself. And
pretty good hitch.
Bizarrely enough, there's only one. Oh no, there we go. We're seeing a second Studebaker being driven on in with another 37 in the back. I'm quite interested to see quite how effective this will be, given that so much of this armor is outside of any kind of true, let's say, anti-air coverage. I'm very, very concerned about this southern armor block between the Su-85, the 3 T4s. It's not going to have a very good prognosis, I don't think.
Yeah, so, like, southern side is actually starting to collapse here because, yeah, ZnaT doesn't really have anything here at all to defend it. It's just Sharky DP, the lone gunman, moves in by himself. But yeah, goddamn, the north is just getting completely pounded by those Stukas.
And that's going to stop pretty quickly, because again, that 37 mil is going to be more than enough to shut those slow movers down.
Yeah, such effective anti-aircraft pieces.
Yes, indeed. I mean, aren't they basically knockoffs? I think of the Bofors, aren't they?
I don't know. I mean, I don't know. I'm just gonna leave. I'm just gonna be safe and leave it at that.
Well, I think at this point we'll have to call out the Rooster for that one, but I feel like the Bofors were seen as such a powerful weapon system that bringing this in by comparison, 61K, yeah, it definitely has the same kind of lines as the Bofors, but. But forgive me, let's get back to more proximate matters here. ZIS-3 engaging that T-34 to the north, and frankly, it is more than capable of killing it.
Yeah, it's actually getting some pretty good hits, but it's going to allow the T-34 just enough time to back off and...
I'm sorry, I want to cut you off real quick. There's a JU-87 going to the south with those clusters. He's definitely going to take out at least one of the P4s. And I don't think... Is another one coming in? No, it's a JU-87 just kind of trooping around here. But yes, and there we go. It's a very quick call in from another 37 mil. Where is...
Desperately trying to get the anti-air up.
Where's the artillery to start pounding the Russian positions? They get stovepipes, don't they? This is the first Skijaeger?
Yeah, they got some mortars. I believe they got, like, some mountain-style artillery. I don't think it's anything super heavy. But we are seeing Russian artillery here. Some 122s being brought up.
And that's the kind of thing, I think we've talked about this before. If you want to force a bridge crossing, you have to drop smoke, you have to drop fire, and, well, the first is for your troops, the second is for theirs.
I've been doing it the other way around. Is that why I'm losing all the time?
No, no, no. That's how we know your parents were Russian.
Yeah, mother just gave me like a 76mm field gun for my 10th birthday. I didn't know how to use it, but I figured it out eventually. We no longer have any neighbors, by the way.
They took you out to the family dacha and said, "Go, my comrade, go." But down the south, we keep seeing all these, ME-109s just flying high cover. Not entirely sure what they're supposed to be doing. I would have loved to have seen them at least taking the suppression in the north, so my JU idiots could get in and take that strike. Oh no! Here, actually, you know what they get? They get naval first.
Oh, there we go. That could definitely help out in this rather clustered area up north. Neighbors aren't as good as they were in SC-44. I mean, the same with a lot of rocket artillery, but when the enemy's so tightly packed like this, you can make them work.
I agree. One thing I don't agree with, though, is I don't agree with the positioning of this artillery. If you want to see where it's was supposed to come on in, it's not going to make it there. Are you kidding me? Not a chance in, in anything, really.
Oh yeah, that's a bit presumptuous. And yeah, way too close for an artillery piece of that stature. It's not a 50mm mortar.
It's going way too close for a piece of that stature. Yes, he's a rather conservative gentleman. He doesn't like being caught out. He likes his privacy.
Yeah. It's so northern push has gone pretty bad for ZnaT, and Solo Ring is slowly pushing through, getting the hordes of Strelkies to capture the territory. You do have some of the SVT troops, which they split up the Strelky cards into like one card of SVTs, which is definitely much more balanced. I mean, it's still very good infantry Strelky SVTs, but at least it's not the horde like it used to be.
Well, JU-87, another cluster coming in. This guy has definitely proved his weight rather significantly. Twofer? He gets a twofer.
Nice. These are really important kills he's getting.
Yes, they are. Yes, it's still these troops are still very much outmatched by the sheer numbers and the artillery that's there. But let it not be said that these guys are completely done for today.
Yeah, just constantly knocking out our armored force up north. I mean, what ZnaT needs to do is get some armor himself to try to stop the infantry push, which is something that he needs to do, but just slowing down the enemy force by knocking out a tank here and there is definitely helping him out.
Unfortunately, he's got a gap in his lines that we're going to see 3 squads of Tenko Desantniki exploiting rather significantly here.
Oh. Yeah, hooking all the way down south here. That's a rather presumptuous move here. And he might actually link up with his southern force here if he keeps this up.
It certainly has potential. ME-109, is he supposed to unmask? No, he's just hanging out over their own territory. Notice there's been very little Russian troopage really in the area. Oh no, this naval warfare is not going to get a chance to really sing.
Yeah. He's not going to be riffing for much longer, I think.
No, I don't believe he is. There is a second one down to the south we are seeing. I'll be kind of fascinated to see what happens with him. And we have 3 squads of Skijaegers being brought to the north, but yeah. Guys, this poor Nebelwerfer is going to get caught out and killed, and he will never have a chance to meet his heroes.
I do like his very presumptuous tank destiny. I like how he's trying to get them behind enemy lines a bit, because you can definitely do some pretty good ambush with tank destiny keys. I mean, you don't have anti-tank grenade, which kind of sucks, but you can still do good work with Molotovs.
Well, and here comes the shot. Yes, and this is the only thing he's trying to hit. He's trying to desperately kill that 37 mil.
Yeah, really kill it, yo? He's got like... No.
Nah. But if he freaks it out, I mean, that is a very worthwhile barrage, I would argue.
Yeah, he almost killed it. Very close, so... It's gonna give him a little bit of time.
I didn't even see the second one come in. Uh-oh. Well, the naval warfare's dead.
Yeah.
And I didn't see the other... I didn't see the other 37 mil get brought in. That guy's going to cause more than enough issues.
Suka's going to get a bombing run off at least and finish off that squad? No, damn.
No, but at the same time, you've seen these Sturm Skijaegers. My hope is that these 2 guys will get deployed a little bit further south. Maybe take back those heights, or at the very least stop the bleeding that's been going on here.
Yeah.
Well, and you can see right now, ZnaT, sorry, please go for it.
No, this whole rupture, like, through the northern side into middle is definitely hurting solowingpixy quite a lot.
The rupture, the other way around, I thought, you mean, right? With ZnaT?
Yes, the solar ring puncturing into ZnaT's lines.
For
Like
some
the
reason,
tank destiny keys.
I was completely thrown by that. But you're absolutely right.
It's opposite day, Khan.
Oh, it definitely is. You know, you're from the north of the border, I'm from the south of the border, so it's a whole thing. But one thing I'm finding kind of fascinating here is that I think that's taking up all of ZnaT's micro until just now. Now we're seeing another naval buffer barrage down to the south, looking to pick up another 37 mil. But despite the fact that there's still plenty of material to engage, I feel like solowingpixy suddenly just picking up some very, very cheeky flags.
Yes, he is. This whole central position of the map is completely chock-a-block for the flags, and just by being able to just bring in some cheap infantry units to try and rupture through and capture some easy territory is definitely helping Solo Ring quite a lot here. I mean, there's just that whole north to south pipeline was completely undefended.
Which is kind of weird when you think about it. 'Cause you would think that, yes, you would concentrate your defense on the let's call them forested jables here. But that doesn't seem to be the case. I feel like ZnaT has preferred to be kind of playing in the trees more than playing on the mountaintops.
Yep. Which is a shame, because he could have got an AT gun position, like in that central northern hill position, placed an AT gun there. He might be able to knock out a tank destiny key or two before they got, anywhere close to his lines.
Oh, absolutely.
Yeah. Now with its rupture, as we're seeing, Solar Ring, he's taking it full force. Getting all these T-34s, bringing them from north down south, and with all these tank destinies in their positions, they're going to be a pain in the ass to route out.
They might be, but we're going to see some more tanks going down here. No, shockingly enough, able to get away from that barrage just barely in time. But I think we're going to see the Stug over here clean up that kill. Take out the garbage, so to speak. We go back in the center. There continues to be fighting fast and furious over here. No Paul Walker, obviously, but we are going to see some rather vicious, almost hand-to-hand fighting.
Yep. Yeah, the Storm Skijaegers getting rightfully close to his tank destiny keys. And once those Molotovs come out, the Storm Skijaegers won't be storming for much longer.
No, but they're just trying to get warm. You gotta feel bad for those guys, really.
Nothing like a hot drink on a, calm autumn afternoon.
Oh, baby, it is cold outside. So
it's gonna get colder soon.
It certainly is. I'm kind of looking forward to it. After the humidity of the summer.
Yeah.
I do love this deployment, I think, of air assets to try to kind of stem the bleeding. As one of the things we've always talked about, what are the deficiencies of Storm Skijaegers and just the first Skijaeger overall, is that the infantry are never really present in enough numbers to really be truly, truly, consistently impactful.
Yeah. It's a problem with a lot of German infantry, I find, especially Skijaegers, because yes, you got the awesome machine gun MG42s, I believe, or 34s, whatever. You got that equipment, but equipment doesn't really matter. It's just about the survivability of squad in terms of numbers. Because the infantry weaponry doesn't really do too much and actually suppress an enemy infantry, you'll much more need to rely on high explosive weaponry from tanks and infantry support guns and flying death machines to actually do the majority of the damage. Infantry is just here to choke up damage.
Oh, absolutely.
Skijaeger infantry does not do that well.
No, they don't. But the air assets were keeping them in the fight for a very long time. I think that probably is one of the major ways he could have stayed in this game. But for the moment, we're just seeing... Wait, did I just hear the... Yep, Nibwoofer firing again, looking for another anti-air position. Probably going to get this 122 instead.
I was trying to get the artillery gun.
Yep, and he does.
Wow.
Yeah,
I never thought about really using the Nibwoofer as a counter-barrage piece. I mean, as we've seen, it's kind of 50-50 with the northern barrage. But when it hits, it hits.
It certainly does seem to. But down to the south, another squad, another run, let's say, of Strelky TPs. And we've slowly seen Russian kind of, I don't want to say effectiveness, but a Russian push over here. We have T-34s now across the river. We have these Pak-36 and a Stug desperately trying to keep them at arm's length. And yes, getting the occasional kill. But there's still P4s, there's still this Su-85, which I'm not entirely sure, but he's not deployed him a little bit further south to kind of pick up and pick on that Stug. But we've definitely seen opportunities here.
Yeah. I do like these T-34s up north. They're trying to flank around. If Solar Ring can capture that bridgehead, yeah, I mean that's pretty much. I think that's pretty much game. Like, I mean, even though right now for ZnaT it's not looking good, but there still might be an opportunity in the central position due to how dense the flags are. Yeah, and he's making a push in the center of all his Skijaegers. If he can capture that point, he can definitely, clear up that point disadvantage he's at the moment.
That certainly does seem to be the case. But we are in Phase C, and that's, again, infantry not the most numerous, really, on this blue side over here. The Reds, well, you've heard. I mean, there's a Crimson Tide for a reason. You got to be worried about that. But T-34s are going to get taken out before the stroke can come in to consolidate the gains. So I'm going to be kind of interested to see what happens with this Pak-36. He still has another 30 shots or so. And the funny thing is, we've seen this Skijaeger Pioneer, who has eyes on pretty much this entire road. So watch this entire column get turned into a Charnel house.
Yeah.
Or the Caster's Curse is... Oh my gosh.
First time.
There we go.
Fourth time.
He's got two. That's... You know what? I want to go make fun of it, but he's got half of the attacking force is down.
Yeah, out in the open. Now his infantry is gonna pay the price for at-sea shooting, and they're gonna get blasted by a bunch of support weaponry.
Well, I think we knew that was pretty much going to happen anyway. Yeah. Returning our attention to the center, we are seeing the Skijaegers, not without cost, of course, but they have consolidated the center and definitely cut that bleed consistently.
Yeah, there we go. I mean, it was six flags was ZnaT's name just a few minutes, but now it's only 9, but there's still quite a bit of territory he could take in the center if he does make a push. But solowingpixy, he's getting prepared in the center. He's got 4 T-34s here, and there's only 1 Stug on ZnaT.
Not entirely sure why, but we just saw a cluster Ju-87 just shellac the road. Meanwhile, we have this T-34 column coming in. This could be devastating. This could be absolutely devastating.
Yeah, you could at least get 2 of them due to how close they are. But Solar Ring, he sees it. He's spreading.
Yep, he did seem to lift and separate there, didn't he?
Yep. The herd must split, so the herd will survive.
Well, and the sick and the young, the old and the lame definitely got taken out there. T-34-43. This thing's not the most vital, but of course, in Stalin's Soviet Union, every life is precious so long as it is a tank. And 4 more.
Isn't that why they call them tankies?
I have nothing for that. Maybe I got nothing. Down to the south, we are going to see the last of the Strokies go down, and we're going to see this Pak-36 just, I think, fire off his last couple of rounds before he gets killed. But not for nothing, these P4s, it's taken them forever and a day. And I think the fight might even just be over by the time they get to the front.
Yeah. Yeah, I feel like solowingpixy's pretty much solidified the victory here. He's just got such a good foothold in their center position. It's just, very well positioned with his tanks and infantry. It's just way too much to dig out.
Certainly is. It certainly is. But ZnaT definitely gave him a run for his money, I would argue. And first Skijaeger, not the division you would think of when you think of, hey, yeah, I can stand up to a Soviet division.
Yeah, they're definitely a pretty good fit for this tournament, because they're just not that great as we've seen in a lot of 1v1s.
I think for me,
time again.
I want to see how many air-to-ground kills have occurred.
Yeah, Yeah, it's been doing a lot of Stuka bombing runs.
Just vehicles by themselves. Oh, look, they actually do have a Russian Air Force. How about that?
Huh. Is he going in for the T-34?
It's a novel thought.
No, just straight from the Skijaeger. I think he didn't have eyes on T-34, I guess.
But as we close this out, well fought to both opponents here. I think solowingpixy might have had to work for it even a little bit more. If ZnaT had unfortunately left that bit of a gap in his lines there. I think that definitely kind of was the knife thrust that saw him start to bleed out.
Yeah. This is a very good exploitation there of that gap. And then pretty close on kills.
I'm a little bit disturbed by the fact that, you know what, actually, I understand now why the Soviets won. Check out ZnaT's profile pic.
Oh, yeah, of course.
Of course. From the Russian side of things, yeah, we have a couple guys, 3-4 kills, nothing really too much. But again, I want to see that southern pack. That's Hassa, I believe. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 kills there. Eckhart, that's one of the bombers right there. That's 6 kills for him. And I mean, 109 is almost an instant ace. I mean, this was what kept him in the game.
Yeah, that power definitely allowed this match to last 30 minutes compared to Trenti, and it was really good use of air power. It just was not enough, you know.
Regrettably, no. No. But that's where we are right now. Any final thoughts there, sir?
I'm disappointed we didn't see a KV2.
You know, me too. But it's one of those things I think we just have to, you know, shrug our shoulders and hope that we have something else happening. So.
Yeah.
Well, folks, definitely come back for another iteration of the Terrible Divisions tournament. As always, these are so much fun to see because you can see some rather interesting builds, some interesting divisions, and some overlooked kind of red-headed stepchildren.
Yeah, it's always fun seeing, you know, not meta divisions being played because they always have some at least fun units and gameplay options.
Indeed. So, folks, prepare to not see the Third Armored for a bit of time, but I think I'm okay with that. Until next time, though, I'm Conall Work.
I'm Rangru. Take it easy.